Hello everyone, Meisterang here, and I forgot to upload a video yesterday, so this one's going to be a double feature to make up for it. We know this hunter is lying. I guess technically he could be truthful, but if I kill him and it turns out he's truthful, then I just get an easy win here. Just, killing these three people. Man, I really want to just kill this knight, just for fun, but one of these outcasts is fake, and it could be the poisoner. Okay, anyway, what does this druid say? I guess they could both be fake. Yeah, 4 and 6 could both be fake. One of them could be the poisoner, the other one could be the minion, and then we have a doppelganger among these jesters. That is possible. 10 is evil, 8 is corrupted, according to this plague doctor. Okay, cool. Plague doctor is right. 8 is corrupted. And now we can test the dreamer. Okay, dreamer is truthful. Now we can test the slayer. Okay, slayer is not truthful. And we know that, yeah, since there's only one outcast, we kill the bombardier. And, okay, so, well, let's see what the jester says. Jester should say 2. Okay, jester is truthful then. Okay, close to evil is clockwise. That is false. Yeah. So 2 and 8 were the only well, 8 was corrupted, so either 8 had to be corrupted by the plague doctor and 1 was the puka and corrupting 2, or 8 was corrupted by the puka and 2 was corrupted by the plague doctor. Okay. 3 away from closest evil. Alright, 5 is evil, 2 is corrupted. Okay, that is false. 2 is... yeah. So 1 is lying, and then 2 is lying and is not corrupted. Nice. Okay. Now what? 5 is evil. I mean, I guess that's true. Is it possible that this alchemist actually cured corruption? Well, I think the answer is no. Because 9 and 5 cannot be the puka. Well, okay, 5 can't be corrupted, obviously. If 4 was corrupted, then 3 would be the puka, because 5 is not the puka. That's impossible. If 2 was corrupted, then 1 would be the puka, but in that case, 1 would be corrupting 9 as well. So that's not possible. And then if 1 was the puka, then... or if 2 was the puka, 2 would have corrupted 3. If 1 was the puka, 1 would have corrupted 9. Okay, so this alchemist is lying. The alchemist could have been corrupted by a puka in 4. I guess I should have bothered to figure out if that was possible. Like, if 3 could be corrupted, 4 could be the puka, and then, I don't know, at that point I can kill the knights safely. Actually, I can kill 1 safely no matter what, since 1 cannot be next to a puka, and that's the only way that could go badly for me. Okay, you know what, whatever. So we have 2 pairs. We're not allowed to have 2 pairs. Let's see if the jester is truthful. The jester is not truthful. Oh, puka surrounded. Nice. Yeah, I was wondering if the puka could be among the people on the left. It would have to be the 2 knitters, because the puka could not be a knight if there's already a real knight. Well, we got 2 bakers that are saying bad things. I just could test 1 plague doctor on the other. Okay, so 9 is not evil. Chancellor is 3 away from closest evil. Okay, that's a little hard to believe. Let's see what this druid says. Okay, druid agrees with the plague doctor. The plague doctor has to be real, because the only evil left is the puka, who cannot disguise an outcast. I'm assuming 3 is the drunk. Okay, yeah. Or 5 is, yeah, whatever. 5 is good. I think 5 has to be the drunk and 8 has to be the puka. Yeah, because there are no duplicates, and the only people who can disguise at this point were people who cannot disguise as duplicates, so they both had to be fake. Well, we do have 2 outcasts, so the Plague Doctor could be real. 3 away from closest evil. Okay, I don't believe that. Two is evil, 5 is corrupted, according to the Plague Doctor. If that's false, if 5 is not corrupt, okay, suppose 5 is truthful, 8 is lying, 2 is not evil. Well then, one of the evils has to be within 2 of the hunters. So that's actually not possible. So the Plague Doctor has to be truthful, 5 has to be corrupted, and 2 has to be evil. Shaman is 1 away from closest evil, that is true. There's no drunk now, so that's helpful. Oh, and given that 5 is corrupted, 7 did not cure 5, which means 7 is lying. I think 7 has to be evil. Okay, suppose 7 is the puka, 6 is lying, and that means... 6 is corrupted, and 6's statement is correctly lying. I mean, the statement is false when it's supposed to be false. However, if 6 was the puka, then 7 would be a real alchemist. Yeah, so 6 would be telling the truth, even though 6 was supposed to be lying. Okay. 3 away from corrupted. Okay, 3 thinks that 6 is corrupted. The Bombardier has to be real. 4 thinks that 6 is evil. Okay. You know, let's just do this all one at a time. Suppose 1 is the puka. Then 1 is lying and 6 is evil. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. If 3 is the puka, then 3's statement would be false. Okay, cool. 4's statement would be false. Yep. And then 6 allegedly cured corruption, but since 4 is lying and corrupted, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so 3 would have corrupted 4, and then 6 would have cured 4, except for the fact that 4 is still lying. So 3 being the puka is not possible. Okay, suppose 4 is the puka. Okay. 4 is correctly lying. 3 would be corrupted. And then the alchemist would have cured 5. And so, okay, so that's possible. So it could be 4. Okay, what if it's 5? Then these people would be corrupted. And then 3 would be lying, so that's not possible. Okay, so it's either 6 or 4. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we kill the knight. If the knight is corrupted, then the Plague Doctor solves the village for us. If the knight is truthful, then no loss there. And if the knight is evil, then obviously we just directly win immediately. Oh, I need to, I need to actually think about who the last person I'm going to flip is. Alright, 6 is good. 8 is good. Okay. Is it possible for 6 to be telling the truth? Suppose 6 is truthful. Okay, could 8 be corrupted? No, that's actually impossible if 6 is truthful. Because the puka cannot be the bombardier. If the puka was 7, then 6 would be corrupted. And if there was a Plague Doctor, it would be 8. So it's actually impossible for 8 to be corrupted. And if 8 was corrupted and 6 was also corrupted, well, 6's statement would actually be true. So 8 is either truthful or evil. What if 4 is corrupted? Suppose 4 is corrupted and 8 is evil because 4 is lying. Okay. Oh, we have duplicates, and that's not allowed, so 1 is also fake. And then, since 6 is not corrupted by a puka, we know 5 is not a puka. That means instead 3 is a puka. Since 4 is corrupted, and 8 cannot be the plague doctor. But then 5 is also lying. Okay, so none of that's possible. This bard cannot be telling the truth. So this bard is either corrupted or evil. Actually, okay, whatever. Suppose that 6 is corrupted. Okay, well, if 7 or 5 is the puka, then that means 6 would be telling the truth because either 8 or 4 would be corrupted. Unless the puka's other neighbor is also evil. Okay, so suppose 6 is corrupted. Then it could be 7 and 8. It could be 4 and 5. Or it could be 8 is a plague doctor, and 8 is corrupting 6, and then 9 is fake. Okay. Okay, so what if we go with 7 and 8? Okay, then 3 is telling the truth. 9 and 2 are good. 4 would be lying. So 4 would have to be evil. Okay. Yeah, if 7's the puka and 8 is evil, then yeah, then there's no plague doctor. Okay, then 5 is truthful. Yeah, so 7, 8, and 4, and then everyone else is good. Okay. And then what if 5 and 4 are the evils, and then 8 is also evil? Okay. Actually, is this possible? 3 would be lying, but that's impossible because all the evils are identified and nobody else can be corrupted. Okay. Okay, if 6 is corrupted and 8 is the plague doctor, then 9 is evil. Then 4 is telling the truth. That means 1 is evil and 6 is evil. Okay, but we've assumed that 6 is corrupted. Okay, so this situation also falls apart. So if it turns out that 6 is corrupted, then I can kill 7, 8, and 4. Let me just make extra sure. Well, yeah, 2 cards away from corrupted. Hold on a second. What if 8 is the plague doctor? And 9 is evil? Okay, well, so it could be 4 and 8. No, 9 cannot be evil because this Empress's statement. Okay, we're good. And then 4 is lying, and there's no way for that to be good. Oh, 7 is a real plague doctor. Definitely want to avoid getting a plague doctor killed by a Lilith if we can. Okay, Bishop's truthful. 3, 5, and 7 are one of each. Hmm. We don't know if the Plague Doctor is good, but I guess I can just test the Plague Doctor. Okay, 6 is not corrupted. Oh. I was thinking, oh, if 6 is corrupted, then I don't even know what I was thinking there. I guess 7 would be fake, and I would identify the poisoner, but they're the same person. Whatever. So 3, 5, and 7 are one of each. We don't know if 3 is the drunk, but it doesn't matter whether 3 is the... Oh. There we go. Yeah, it didn't matter whether 3 was the drunk or somebody good. Or somebody who's truthful. Didn't matter, because I'm just not going to kill them anyway. And there was no chance of them being evil. Okay, truthful baker. Alright, Bard thinks that one of these two is the drunk. Okay. Let's kill 4. If 4 ends up being the drunk, that's the only corruption here is the drunk. If 4 ends up being the drunk, then we can kill 6 as well. And then, oh, and then 5 is evil. Okay. So 4 is not the drunk. Let's see if 3 is telling the truth. No. Alright, good job, Bard. And, I believe 5 has to be evil. Well, hold on. Could 1 and 2 be the evils? Yeah, so there are 3 people left that can be evil. If it's 1 and 2, then 1's actually telling the truth. So it can't be both of them. Alright, it's not counterclockwise, so in this case it has to be clockwise. Okay, we only have 1 outcast. Let's see which one it is. Okay, and then we know that 2 is good. I guess both of the outcasts could be fake. Is it possible? I mean, maybe. We could have a drunk somewhere. Okay, this judge is telling the truth. This poet is lying. Okay. Oh wait, no, we don't have any other minions. Only a minion can disguise as an outcast. Okay, what were we doing? 4 was telling the truth. 2 has to be good. 7 is lying. Yeah, there's no drunk. Yeah, the only source of anybody lying would be the puka. So it's either the puka. So 7 is either the puka or next to the puka. Okay, I guess both of these people are lying because it's impossible for 7 to be truthful and for 7 to be lying and 6 to be truthful. Anyway, we got multiple people saying that they're not adjacent, so yeah, we kill 7. Okay. Well, we know this alchemist cannot be truthful because 7 cannot be corrupted, 8 cannot be corrupted, and if 1 was corrupted and cured, 1 would tell the truth. So that's 3 people that can't be cured. So the alchemist could have only cured 1 person. Yeah, so this alchemist is lying, this baker is lying, this confessor is lying, and which plague doctor is lying? That one. Okay, is 9 corrupted? No. And 10 is not evil. I think I just kill the baker and the confessor. Closest evil is counterclockwise? Okay. I will trust 2. Alright, fine. Okay, now what? Okay, so 3 was telling the truth. Yeah, we don't have any outcasts left. We know 10 is good. If 2 was evil, then 2 would actually be telling the truth. Yeah, so the 2 outcasts are accounted for. Yeah, how is 1 corrupted? 1 is corrupted by this Plague Doctor, probably. Oh, okay. Whatever. Closest evil is counterclockwise from this enlightened, so we have to go 3 spaces this way. And for that to be shorter than clockwise, we'd have to go 4 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's 6. Okay. Yeah, for a moment I just forgot that this enlightened could actually be telling the truth. It's like, oh, how is the enlightened lying? This doesn't make sense. Okay. So 2 has to be good. And 2 is accusing 6 of being a Chancellor. Okay, so if 2 is wrong and corrupted, then that means 6 would be good, but also we would have to have a Plague Doctor. Like, the Plague Doctor would have to be real as well, because that's the only way 2 could be corrupted. So 2 has to be truthful, and 6 is a Chancellor. Oh, and that means 5 or 7 is an outcast. Okay, so we have 3 is an outcast, and then one of these is an outcast, which means there's no space for 1. Okay. 4 thinks there's a doppelganger. Wait, really? Oh, 7 is the doppelganger, and 9 used to be a gem crafter. Okay, and that leaves 8. Okay. Do I just kill this alchemist? Nice, it worked out. If 3 was corrupted, then, I don't know, sucks to be me. And then I guess I also kill 2, if 3 was corrupted. Okay. Lilith is 2 away from closest evil. Oh, the scout is incriminating himself, I guess. Wait, so either he's lying, because 2 is evil. Well, okay, is 1 a puppet? Okay, 1 is not a puppet. Yeah, so, the scout cannot be telling the truth unless he is the puppet. Okay, I'm just gonna flip everybody. I don't want to think about. I mean, there's no reason not to. I don't want to have to try to fill in missing information when it doesn't need to be missing. Okay, well, 5 is not corrupted, and I guess 6 is the puppeteer. Alright, well, since there's no corruption, it's very safe to kill that knight. Okay, cool. Jester, Bard, Hunter, Witness, Lover. Okay, those are all different, so there's no doppelganger. That means the only possible outcast can be that Bombardier. Oh, and since there's no corruption, we can kill this Bard as well. Okay, cured 2 corruptions. Well, that's impossible. The only way an alchemist can cure 2 corruptions in a Puka-only game is in a village that's so small that both sides of the Puka are within range. I'm thinking of killing this knight. Oh, we have 3 outcasts. That's a lot of outcasts. No, we don't have a Chancellor. In my head, we had a Chancellor. Okay, we have 2 outcasts. That's still kind of a lot. Let's just kill 3, see what happens. Okay, so 3 is not a Puka or a witch. Or, more importantly, next to a puka. Okay. That's good. Just gonna kill 2. See what happens. Alright, I guess 2 is next to a puka. And we know that all of the knitters are fake now. Nice, and we didn't even have a doppelganger to mess up our math a little bit. Alright, so my first thought... Oh, well, my first thought was to kill the confessor, but what if the confessor is corrupted? My second thought was to count the outcasts. Anyway, I'll just test the judge. Turning my villagers into budget confessors is usually a good thing to do. Okay, if 3 was evil, then 6 would also be evil, and this Empress's statement would be illegal. That means 3 has to be good. Maybe 3 could be corrupted? I doubt it. Okay, what happens if 3 is corrupted? Okay, 6 is evil, and then 2 is the poisoner, and then 8 is evil, and that's too many evils. So 3 is just telling the truth, 7 is lying, and then... Okay, yeah, it has to be 9, because if it was 8, if 8 was evil, then 2 would be lying as well. Okay, good job, Alchemist, not curing any corruptions. It's a good day when the Alchemist doesn't cure any corruptions. Let's kill 2, just cuz. Alright. 3 cannot be the puka, because then 3 would be telling the truth. Okay, so 2, 5, and 7 are all good. 8 is lying. Okay. I don't think it's possible for 3 to be lying, but let's just make sure that this Jester is truthful. Okay, Jester's truthful, and there we go. Okay. 3 pairs of evil, you say? It's a lot of pairs of evil. Let's see if there's... Let's see what these druids think about the possibility of there being a plague doctor. Okay. 2 thinks that one of those is a plague doctor. 1 thinks that the dead person is not a plague doctor. Okay. And let's see what the Jester thinks about the 2 druids. He thinks they're both evil. Okay, that's pretty suspicious. Well, let's flip 8 and see what happens. Okay, well. Okay, 3 is truthful then, because, yeah, a lying slayer would have just pretended that they tried to kill somebody. Okay, well, 9 is not a puppeteer. So 8 is alleging that 2... Yes, yeah, that 2 is a puppeteer. Okay, well, yeah, so 9 would not have died during the first night, if 9 was a wretch. So 9 is just the plague doctor. It means 2 is telling the truth and 1 is lying. And that means we know that there isn't like a copy of somebody, like a shaman copy of somebody under door number 9. So I think that means, well, okay, so that means the shaman pair has to be visible. And I think it's just the druids. What else do we have? Slayer, Enlightened, Knitter, Bard, Jester, Oracle. Yeah, those are all different. So 1 has to be real and corrupted. 6 is the puppeteer. Okay. 7's a big liar. And 5 is a puppet. And then I guess we just kill 8 as well. Good job, Slayer. Okay, the only possible corruption here is the drunk. There are 3 knights. It'd be funny if one of them was the drunk. Okay, that's a bit disastrous. I don't know. We'll see. Um, so there's no more corruption here. Let's see if the Slayer is real. Okay, the Slayer is real. I guess that means 6 is telling the truth. Okay, so 1 or 8 is the puppet. Oh, okay, what could be the evils? Okay, suppose 1 is the puppet, and then 4 is regular evil. 1 is the puppet, 8 is regular evil, 4 is the puppet, 1 cannot be regular evil, so it would be 8. And then if 8 is the puppet and 4 is regular evil. So these are the possibilities. Well, if 1 is the puppet and 4 is regular evil, then, I mean, that checks out because the statement is false. Okay, so this is possible. What if it's these two? Then there are 2 evils on the left and 1 on the right, so that's possible. Okay. What if it's 4 and 8? If 4 is the puppet, okay, that is possible. Okay, then if 8 is the puppet and 4 is the regular evil, that's not possible. Yeah, because 4 would be lying, but 4 would be truthful. Oh, yeah, I just have the Slayer try to kill one of these. Okay. Oh, and then I guess 1 has to be the puppet then. Alright, Scout is telling the truth. Oh, this time there is actually no corruption. Alright, that knight is good. Two pairs of evil, you say? Alright, let's see if this Bombardier has to be real. Is everybody different? Jester, Scout, Fortune Teller, Knight, Gemcrafter, Knitter, Slayer. Yeah, those are all different. That means the Bombardier has to be real. Okay, what that means is I can kill this Knitter, and if she's telling the truth, I mean, if she was good, yeah, the only way it could be bad is if she was good, but then it would just be 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Bishop is truthful. Good job, Bishop. Lover is lying. Bad job, Lover. We have 2 outcasts. So we have a Plague Doctor and we have a Drunk, and this Plague Doctor has to be real. So 1 is the outcast, and then 3 or 5 is a minion. I'm assuming it's 3 because 3 is obviously lying. 4 is telling the truth. 5 is just a regular villager and is corrupted. Alright, cool. Alright, 1 is evil and 2 is good. Oh, we only have the 1 outcast. Okay, so 8 is probably corrupted. It could be evil. Nobody else can be corrupted, so 2 is telling the truth, 6 is telling the truth. Druid is telling the truth. Oh, right. Right side is more evil. That is false. Yeah, it's 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and 1 in the middle. Well, we do have 3 outcasts, so it is possible that both the Plague Doctor and the Bombardier are real. This Druid doesn't believe it, so goodbye, Druid. Yeah, it seemed unlikely. I did not bother to check if it was impossible for the Druid to be truthful. if it was possible, then there would be a doppelganger and a drunk, and there's no doppelganger here. Anyway, I'm gonna kill 3 now. Yeah, the fact that the knight was in the range of an alchemist that said 0, that gave me a little more peace of mind. Okay, so 6 thinks that 8 is evil. 7 is obviously not telling the truth. Oh, nice. Okay, so the hunter is accusing 5. This druid has nothing useful to say other than confirming herself. 3 is also accusing 5. What does this jester think? Jester is truthful. Yeah, there's no way 3 is evil, because then 2 would be corrupted. Yeah, so 3 is truthful. I think it just has to be 5. Yeah, because if it was anybody else, 2, 3, or 7 would be corrupted. Oh, I didn't check if that was I didn't check if there's a witch. I should have looked at the fact that somebody was claiming that 7 was a real plague doctor and made sure I could actually flip 7. Alright, well, at least we know that 7 is not claiming to be like a duplicate or something. So, yeah, could 2 and 4 be a doppelganger pair? If the plague doctor is fake, then 2 and 4 are a doppelganger pair. Yeah, so if 7 is fake, that means 2 is lying. No, actually, no, there's a possible drunk. Never mind. So if 7's fake, then 2 would have to be the drunk, and 4 would be evil. Okay, so if 7 turns out to be fake, then if 7 is fake, then it's 4, 7. Well then, yeah, then 2 is the drunk, and 4 and 7 are evil. Okay. That is if 7 is fake. What this means is there cannot be a doppelganger, because if there's a doppelganger, then 7 is fake. But the only possible doppelganger pair is 2 and 4, and that's completely ruled out. Okay, so there's no doppelganger. Alright, suppose 7 is real. I actually think it's impossible for 7 to be real, because 2 would be telling the truth, and then 4 would also be telling the truth, because 2 would have to be a real medium. Yeah, that's actually impossible. Okay, it all worked out. Alright, well, we know 8 is good, because 8 would never point to herself if she was evil in a village with no puppet. Alright, what does the druid think here? Okay, this druid's a big liar, because there has to be an outcast among 8, 7, and 6. Chancellor is 3 away from closest evil. Alright, well, 7 thinks that 6 is evil. Alright, what does the Slayer think? Alright, good job, 7. Nine was affected by an evil. We'll see if the Plague Doctor agrees with that. Okay, so 9 is not corrupted and not evil, which means 9 is truthful. Alright, well, this witness can get out of here. Alright, fine. 5 is lying. Dreamer is telling the truth. So the Dreamer did not get corrupted, because the Poisoner corrupted 5 instead. And since there's only one outcast, we know that there's no doppelganger. Wait, am I... Okay, we're fine. Alright, and this fortune teller is lying, and there's no corruption left. There we go. Rest in peace to that jester that was telling the truth. I don't know. The Dreamer cannot be the witch. Dreamer could be the Lilith. Alright, Dizzy, you say. Not corrupted. Okay, cool. Plague Doctor's truthful. Well, okay, so 2 cannot be the witch, which means 2 has to be good. What about the druid? Alright. Okay, 4 has to be good. 7's truthful. Okay. Yeah. So 4 is accusing 1. And then claiming that 4 or 7 is a doppelganger. What are the chances that 4 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor? I mean, it's possible. If I kill 1, and 1 is not evil, then... Okay, suppose I kill 1 and 1 is good. Then we know that 4 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor. Unless 8 is a real Plague Doctor and 6 is fake. Let's see if 4 is corrupted. Okay, 8 is evil. It'd be very funny if 8 was a bombardier. Okay, well, suppose 4 is corrupted, then 1 would be a real scout. Or 1 would be a villager. Yeah, so 1 would be a real scout. 2 would be accusing 3. But since 1 has to be telling the truth, that would mean 3 is also telling the truth, which means 2 is lying. And since the witch is 3 away from closest evil, that means it would have to be 5. So if I kill the Plague Doctor and the Plague Doctor is telling the truth, then that means it's 2 and 5. I'm just gonna check again. Okay, so 4 is good for sure. 7 is telling the truth, and then if I suppose that this Plague Doctor is telling the truth as well. Wait, what was I saying? Okay, I need to redo this because I think I got my logic reversed here. Okay, suppose 6 is good. Okay, 4 is corrupted. Then 1 is good and truthful. 8 is evil. But then, yeah, 1 has to be truthful because 1 is a villager. And the Plague Doctor would have corrupted 4, who is also a villager. So 1 is truthful, that means 3 is truthful, so 2 is lying. But 2 and 8 cannot be the evils, because then they're not 3 away from each other. What? Okay, so 4 is corrupted. That means 1, 4, and 7 are all villagers. So 4 is the only corrupted villager in this entire village. Oh, I forgot that there's a drunk. Yeah, there's a drunk somewhere. Okay, so I think... Yeah, so 2 has to be the drunk, and 5 is evil. Okay. Luckily, forgetting about the drunk didn't cost us. So usually what I do when I see a lover that says she's adjacent to 2 evils is I kill her. And then if it turns out she's telling the truth, then I kill her neighbors. And if she's corrupted, well, in this case, she would have to be next to a poisoner. Okay, well, 9 is telling the truth. 2, 4, and 6 contain 1 evil. 6 is telling the truth. 3, 4, and 9 contain 1 evil. 5 is lying, possibly due to being corrupted and standing next to a poisoner. Okay. There's no chance of... Yeah, I don't care about killing a drunk, so if 1 is the drunk and I then fine. And 1 could not have been corrupted by the poisoner, obviously. Hmm. Right side is more evil. That has to be true. What does this fortune teller think? Fortune teller thinks that 5 is evil. Hmm. So we have 2 outcasts. Oh, and they have to be the doppelganger and drunk. Okay, what duplicates do we have? We have 2 fortune tellers and 2 architects. And then, yeah, that's it for duplicates. So one of those pairs has to be real, and the other pair is not real. So I feel like the 2 architects have to be real because they agree with each other, but I can't be sure of that. Okay, what if the architects are fake? Okay, well, one of them can be the drunk, but the other one would have to be evil. So one would be lying. For 5 statement to be possible, 1 would have to be evil, 9 would have to be the drunk, and then 2 would have to be evil as well. So it would look something like this. Then the fortune tellers are truthful. 2 pairs of evil is false. I guess the twin minion would have to be 4, so that should be 2 away from closest evil. Okay, so it is possible that 3 and 8 are the doppelganger pair. It's 3 and 8, then 1 and 2 are the evils. I guess we don't know which one of them's the Chancellor or which one of them's the Ba. Doesn't matter. And then, yeah, then 3 and then 4 is the twin minion. Then 5 is telling the truth. 6 would have to be telling the truth. 7 is telling the truth. 8 is telling the truth. And 9 is the drunk. Yeah, so it could be something like that, if 3 and 8 are real. But what if 9 and 2 are real? Well, then 1 is telling the truth as well. We don't quite know. We don't know if the bishop is telling the truth in that case, because 9 could be the doppelganger, or 9 could just be the architect. Okay. Well, in that case, we know that 1, 2, and 9 are truthful. Well, okay. So if well, then 5 would be accusing 7. Can there really be 2 pairs of evil? You know what, maybe I should just look at what 4 is saying and evaluate that first. There are 2 pairs of evil. If that's true, if I kill the knitter and I find out that the knitter is telling the truth, then it would be, could it be these 3? No, because 5 statement would mean that 7 has to be a villager. Okay, could it be 6, 7, and 8? Well, 5 would be telling the truth. 9 would be an outcast. I guess would have to be the doppelganger. So 2 would be real. 1 would be just a villager. And then 3... Okay, so 4... Well, we'll put 4's notes over here. Okay, so if it's 6... If it's 6 through 8, then 9 would be the doppelganger. 1 would be truthful. 2 would be truthful. 4 would be truthful. Okay, so 3 would have to be the drunk then. Yeah, 3 would be the drunk. Okay, what if it's 7, 8, 9? That's impossible because the bishop's statement would be illegal. Could it be 8, 9, 1? Nope. No for the same reason. 9, 1, 2. No for the same reason. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, then 7 would be lying and would have to be the drunk, since the twin minion is clearly next to an evil. But then 9 would also be lying and have to be the drunk. Okay. So I think I ruled out... Yeah, that just doesn't make sense. I think I've ruled out every possibility of the knitter telling the truth. And then if it's 6 through 8, then we just... Or yeah, if 4 is truthful, then we just kill the left side of the board. Okay, cool. Now what? Well... Yeah, I was still trying to figure out whether it was 3-8 or 2-9, who are the doppelganger pair. It is possible for 3-8 to be the doppelganger pair. Okay, so suppose it's 2-9 now. Well, then 1's telling the truth. I'll just test the judge. Judge is lying. Alright, get out of here, judge. Yeah, so the 3 and 8 being good meant that the evils could not include 6. All right, I think we're solved at this point. But we'll see. So yeah, 2 and 9 have to be the doppelganger pair. 3 is truthful. And then I guess yeah, it's either 5 or 7. I guess it's not 7. That means it's 5. All right, 1 is accusing 10. Oh, okay. 1's telling the truth. 3 is accusing 4. Okay, Jester's lying. Let's get him out of here. Okay, so both the hunters are truthful. That implies that they're the doppelganger pair. We'll have Lilith kill the Chancellor for us. Yeah, since 3 and 1 being the doppelganger pair, well, it was impossible for either of them to be next to a Chancellor, so it had to be the Wretch. Okay, I think yeah, so if 3 was telling the truth, then 1 cannot be an outcast. The only way 1 and 3 could both be good is if 3 is corrupted. Yeah, let's just kill 7. Yeah, so 4 is good. 4 could be corrupted, but we know that 4 is good. Since, you know, she was evil, she wouldn't include herself in this accusation. Let's see if this fortune teller... Okay, so this fortune teller is truthful. What about this fortune teller? This fortune teller is lying. Okay. Let's just kill 6. There's like 6 is lying, and also 6 is being accused of being a poisoner. Oh, that means 3 is telling the truth. Hold up. Okay. So 1 is evil. Yeah, I was trying to figure out if it could have been that 3 and 1 were both evil, because like one of them's the puppet. I just wanted to make absolutely sure to test if 1 was a fake bombardier. You know, ask somebody if 1 was a fake bombardier, I guess. Ask somebody that I trust, even. Okay. You know, 2 could have been corrupted, in which case I just kill 8 anyway. Or kill 7, sorry. Yeah, if 2 is corrupted, then we know that 1 or 3 is the puka. We kill 7, and then we test 1 and 3 and kill one of them. Alright, so 5's a big liar. What about 3? Okay, 3 is truthful. Oh yeah, 4 and 6 cannot be the puka, because 3 or 7 would have been corrupted. Okay, what duplicates do we have? We have 2 hunters, we have 2 knitters, and we have 2 empresses. Okay, that's 3 pairs. And we're only allowed to have 1 pair. So 2 of those pairs have to be broken up by evils. Oh, evils are not adjacent. Well, we know that's a lie. Yeah, one of them could have been corrupted by the Plague Doctor, in which case, I don't know. Alright, find me somebody. Okay. The Plague Doctor found me an evil. It was the Plague Doctor. Okay, so one of these is the puppet. They're both truthful. 3 is telling the truth. Oh, the puppet never shares identities, so we're just going to kill 8, because we can't have a puppet hunter. Okay, 5 is telling the truth. It's 4, 6, and 9. Or 4, 6, or 9. And then 1 is lying. Oh, 4 away from corrupted, okay. Yeah, so this bard has to be telling the truth. I'm trying to figure out if there's any risk of getting in a situation where 8 or 9 is the drunk, and I have to risk killing one of them because 8 and 9 are both lying. Like, one of them's evil and the other one is corrupted. Well, I guess if that ends up being the case, then 8 would have to be evil, because if 8 was corrupted, then 9 would be good. Okay, so I think I can just flip the last card. Okay. It's a lot of empresses. We are allowed to have 3 empresses. Let's see if the Slayer is real. Okay. Yeah, I could have tested that before the second night, and then I'd be at 8 health. Oops. Then I could kill this baker for free. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Okay, so 3 thinks that 2 is evil. Oh, I guess I just kill 3, and then if 3 is telling the truth, I kill 2. Alright. That is 3 poets. Alright, well, goodbye, 3. Okay. Yeah, we got one evil left. Oh, we know that one is lying, so let's just kill one. Okay, one's the drunk. Hmm. See if the judge is truthful. Yes, the judge is truthful. I think I can kill 6. Well, I think 5. Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah. We had a drunk poet, so all the other poets had to be fake. Even ignoring the other considerations of the scout saying, Puka is 2 away from yada yada. Yeah, so we had 2 alchemists, and that wasn't allowed. Okay, so 2 is telling the truth. 6 has to be corrupted. Well, yeah, because if 1 got corrupted, well, then the alchemist would have cured it and pointed out that he had cured the corruption. Okay, if this alchemist actually cured a corruption, it would be possible that 6 is the Puka. That'd be weird. But like, it's possible that 6 would be the Puka and would have corrupted 5. Except no, that wouldn't actually be possible, because if 6 was a Puka, then all of the other mediums would have to be fake. And then 7 would not be vulnerable to corruption, and then it would actually be impossible for 6 to be the Puka. Let's see if 5. Okay, so 4 and 5 are real knights. Unless one of them's a doppelganger. Yeah, so 1 and 2 are real. 4 and 5 are real. That means that's all of the duplicates. All of the duplicates accounted for. Yeah, 8 is telling the truth. Okay, so all of these mediums are lying. Okay, I'm just gonna kill them all then. Yeah, the alchemist actually cured a corruption. Nice. Okay. What does this druid have to say? Druid thinks there's a wretch. Okay. Well, what do the judges think about that? They disagree. Okay, so 10's an evil. That's cool. 3 was telling the truth. 4 was telling the truth. 5 was not telling the truth. And 8's not telling the truth either. Okay, so we got 2 and 5 claiming to be good. Oh, but we know at least one of them is evil because no duplicates allowed. Hmm. 4 or 5 is a minion. Okay, well 5 cannot be Poisoner or Puka. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with anything. 10 thinks that 5 could be a minion. 5 or 7. Well, we have 2 oracles, which is not allowed. So they can't both be truthful. Which means 5 is certainly good and not a minion. Okay, so 8 is lying, and 10 thinks that 7 is a minion. Well, yeah, I'm just going to kill the oracle that is obviously lying. Hmm. So 6 thinks that 7 is good. Let's just test the judge. Why not? Okay, judge is truthful. That means the poisoner corrupted 7 instead of corrupting 9. So 7 has to be good. It means the hunter is telling the truth. This oracle is lying. And then what? I think no matter what, the scout has to be lying. And if the remaining evils are in these 3 cards, I think it means 10 is the minion and 2 is the puka. Okay, so the dreamer is not a minion. There's no corruption either. Oh, 9 is a confessor. I should have flipped 9 before the knight. Actually, it doesn't matter. Okay, is this person truthful? Yes. Okay, this fortune teller is truthful. Oh, that actually puts us at 4 health. It's fine. Okay, so we have 3 judges. We have 2 empresses. Okay, so that's 3 duplicates, and we're only allowed to have 1. Alright, 5 has to be good. Could 5 be corrupted? Like, if 5 is the drunk... Okay, well, you know what? Suppose 5 is the drunk, then 4 is good. Both sides are equally evil. That means there's 1 in the middle, and 1 on the left, and 1 on the right. Okay. Oh, there's a puka, so 5 doesn't even have to be the drunk. Well, okay, what if 5 is the drunk? But what I mean is 6 could be the puka and be corrupted 5. Okay, so 5 is the drunk, then 9 is evil, and then 1 on each side. So it could be like 1 and 7, and then we have 1 pair. Or it could be, I don't know, like 1 and 8. Then we still have 1 pair. The thing is, one of these judges would be evil, and then one of these 3 people would be evil. The judges on the right, the judges at all cannot be the puka in this case. Yeah, that would be impossible because the judges can't all 3 be fake in this situation. So 3 cannot be next to a puka. So 3 would be truthful, which means 2 would be good, which means 1 would be the evil on the right side. And well, then, okay, so suppose 5 is the drunk. Then we have, yeah, then we have 1 is evil, 9 is evil, and then, regardless of who is evil on the left side, nobody here can be a puka. So 9 would have to be the puka, which means 8 would be corrupted, or 8 would be lying. So 7 would have to be good. So 2 and 7 are the pair. And then, okay, 6 would think that 8 is evil. Okay. So then it's either 6 or 8. Whoops, okay. That is if 5 is the drunk. What if 5 is, what if 5 is corrupted? Well, what if 5 is corrupted by the puka? Okay. Well, okay. Let's see if we can finish off this 6 or 8 distinction. I mean, I guess we would just ask the judge. We'd ask one of the judges. So that'd be fine. We'd be fine there. Okay, 5 is regular corrupted. Because, well, 4 would not be a puka. 6 would be a puka. So if 6 is a puka, then 8 would have to be fake. But for that to be possible, like 8 cannot be evil, which means 8 would be the drunk. 6 puka, 8 drunk. 4 is good. And because we've accounted for the puka and the drunk already, we know 4 has to be telling the truth. Okay. So we've got 1 evil on the left, 1 evil on the middle, and 1 evil on the right. Okay. So it still just ends with, yeah, if 5 is corrupted, either way, it's just 1 and then 6 or 8 and then 9. And if 5 is not corrupted, that means 4 is a minion. Okay, so 1 and 9 are evil. So 2 does not think that 8 is evil. Oh yeah, 5 is corrupted because 5 is a drunk. Yeah, so 6 is evil, and we're good. Okay, so 1 could be the shaman, but not the Lilith. What does the jester think? 0. Okay. 0. Question mark. And the judge agrees. Okay, sure. Got a cabbage and another cabbage. All right, cool. Oh, judge is lying, and that means the jester's lying. All right. Yeah, and there was no corruption, so 2 had to be the last evil. Otherwise, I would have considered leaving the judge alive for the next night and recharging his ability. Okay. 3, 4, and 6 are one of each. Okay. So allegedly, 3 and 4 are a drunk and a minion. So one of these is evil and the other one is corrupted. And that would make 5 evil, and that would be a complete solution, and then 7 being a liar makes that impossible. Okay, so 3, 4, and 6. There's no regular corruption, so anybody who is a villager cannot be corrupted. Closest evil is equidistant. I guess 5 is the drunk. Okay. Yeah, and then we just test the judge. Turn the judge into a budget confessor. Oh, twin minion is 4 away from closest evil. Okay. A scout never lies about 4 plus, so since there were only 2 people that were 4 away, 4 plus away, we just kill them both because there are 2 evils remaining. 4 away from corrupted. Okay, so the knight is corrupted, and the bard is telling the truth, because the bard also never lies about 4 plus. Wait a second. 2 doesn't have to be good. Oh, in fact, 2 has to be evil, and the reason is because the only corruption is from the drunk. And with only 1 outcast, a drunk and a bombardier cannot coexist. Oh, well, 4 is lying then. 5 is telling the truth. 7 has to be good. 9 has to be good. Okay. Well, we have 2 bishops. They have to be real because there's a doppelganger. Okay. 5 is definitely telling the truth, since 5 and 6 definitely contain an outcast. And that means 4 and 5 have to contain somebody who is not a villager. If 4 is a villager, then 5 is not. If 5 is a villager, then 4 is not. Which means 6's statement, including 4 and 5, means it has to be true. Yeah, this is just 4. Okay, well, that's a good stopping point. Unfortunate about yesterday, but we got through some more villages. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.